Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction right here on Dedicated to Art. As usual, your host, Kees Cornelis, joined by the usual panel, Chris and Nico, for a pretty important Inner Geekdom match. We've heard about this one for a while. Unfortunately, the last time we really heard about it was before the entire singles tournament. So yeah, I've been wanting to get back to Geek since they mentioned that this was going to be a match. And now we're here because the winner of this match will face Kevin Smets in a number one contender match, and the winner of that match will, of course, be the number one contender and face Mike Kalinowski at Spectacular for the Inner Geekdom belt. So we have Brandon Hanna versus Chandru Dhandapani, who we've actually met. We actually he was on our show and he actually reacted to the Mandalorian trailer with us. So we might have a little bit of bias, but still, Chris, who do you got?
Okay, you couldn't ask me to try to call a tougher match to call. Obviously, if we want to play the experience game, then Brandon probably should take the win because he's beaten Chandru before. And in terms of raw knowledge, Brandon is probably stronger. Also, given that Brandon hangs out with the action guys a lot, he's picked up on their studying habits. Good place to start. But I think if you put a gun to my head, I think I'd actually have to go with Chandru on this one, and by the slimmest of margins, because as excuse me, as an admin over on Chandru's Facebook group, I'm constantly seeing him put up posts of like, "Hey guys, give me questions. MCU, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever." Like, he's constantly doing those kind of things. And you know what? He's honestly been taking full advantage of his study sessions with the fans. So I can't believe I'm saying it, but yeah, I'm going to go Chandru on this one.
That's interesting. Nico.
So I'm in an even more awkward spot because, yes, we have had conversations with Chandru on our show, but I've physically shaken Brandon Hanna's hand on two different occasions in two different states. So this is razor thin, because one has the private studying habits of Ben Bateman in Brandon Hanna. The other has really embraced the fan support aspect of studying in Chandru. He is asking everyone every question. Well, he is asking everyone to give him every question under the sun imaginable. And both habits and both regimens have paid off in spades for both. And it's shown. Chandru was able to put Jared Habon back on the shelf after having been gone for so long. And then before that, he made good work of Warfather and
David Moore.
On the other hand, Hanna has been on a tear. He beat a four-way that had Chandru, it had Chance, and it had Keaton Markey, and then he goes and beats a much better prepared and much healthier physically and mentally prepared
Emily Rose, yeah.
Emily the Rose Jacobson. So I feel like just by the slightest of margins, by the slightest amount of momentum because of what happened in that four-way, I got to go with Brandon Hanna.
Yeah. Considering the length of the video, I think this will go to sudden death because both of these competitors have shown to be really good. And yeah, let's go back to the four-way for a second. Hanna won that one over Chance and then Chandru, but mostly because Chandru didn't answer a single round three question. And I think since then, Chandru has been kicking himself for the fact that he didn't know a single thing and has just been studying. Because as Chris has said, I see him post so much in his own Facebook group, like, give me questions. And every time I'm happy to ask him some questions because I've proven myself to be a little bit of a geek, you know. So I've asked him several questions, and he answers a lot. Like there are a couple of questions that I see that I'm like, oh, that's really tough. and that he doesn't do. But even some of the tougher ones, he has no issue with answering, apparently, which shows he has been studying like crazy because he doesn't want a repeat of what happened with the four-way. And I think this will definitely be a very close match. We'll go to sudden death, and then it's pretty much 50-50 with sudden death. It really depends, because with one question you can win or lose the match. And because I've met yeah, exactly. Because I've met Chandru and I don't know much about Hanna, I'm just rooting for Chandru. But it could really go either way. It would just be nice to see Chandru win and then face Mets, which will also be a very interesting. Whoever wins this and faces Mets, that'll be an interesting match in and of itself.
Let's finish off with this before we start the video. It's refreshing that we are getting an Intergeekdom match with this high caliber of competitors that doesn't feature the names Mike Kalinowski, Rachel Cushing, or Kevin Smets. It shows that the division is growing, and it's only going to get better from here on out.
Damn right.
Yeah, that is very true. So I think we should just press play, and we do that in 3, 2, 1, play.
Koi. Is he playing Koi?
Oh, Koi, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you.
Dude, this season I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna manage next year.
Yeah, man, I heard that.
Oh.
That's awesome. Like, shaking things up. It's great.
Like the Screen Junkies days with movie fights and everything. Like, I have so much appreciation for all that world we built. Like,
Oh, come on. Speed round king.
every live movie fight, like that audience, and I'm really excited to see that crowd like come to this.
That's good.
Crazy.
You're gonna be great. You're gonna be a great coach, great manager.
It's all the strings that I'm not like the power of the lights. I'll remember some shit. That'll be really rad.
Yeah.
How's Screen Junkies going?
Good, man. You know, like just learning trivia, doing this. It's a lot to juggle, but I love it.
Yeah.
Life is good.
We gotta like scheme some Magic Castle again. Like,
Oh yeah, Magic Castle.
Great time.
That's a good time.
So with this season and me moving into managing and things, like I'm trying to figure out, like, is there anyone you'd recommend? Is there anyone that you've had trouble fighting against? You were like, oh, that's the guy.
Oh well, I mean, you know, I don't know. It's gonna shake out. Like I'm a Tom Dagnino.
Yeah.
We're all good. You know.
Well, you know, speaking of Dagnino, if he, you know, goes full Dagnino again, as he is wont to do, the Jekyll and Hyde of that man,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I respect you. We both know our stuff. There's a lot of like mutual interest. So if you need a manager,
I appreciate it. I really do. There's a lot of ground to cover between now and then. I might be a champion. I might be a team champ. I might be John. I don't know. Hey, I love you. You're awesome. We've done a lot of Screw Junkie stuff, but there's so much going on. I'll keep you in mind.
Yeah, we haven't seen the live event yet.
I'm excited.
So
I appreciate it.
we don't know if he's the champion at this point or not.
I do.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
All right, children, easy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Trivia Schmoedown 1 and Intergeekdom contest we have today. The winner here is going to face Kevin Smets for a #1 contender shot. I am Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. I'm not the big headline here today. I am joined on the desk by the one, the only, the amazing Mara Kanopik is here.
The Brown
in
Dwarf
studio.
Star.
Hello, Mara. Say hi to the world.
Hey, if you guys don't know me, my name is Jetlag today.
Flew in this morning. She pulled in Ellis, as we say. The red eye into Burbank. How was the flight?
Bumpy. But I will say this, you guys have this really neat knack for just calling me lately and saying, hey, the one time we want to invite you to do something, be as tired, heat exhausted, jet lagged, underslept as possible. So here I am.
Here she is. That's where we have a full can of diesel full throttle joining
God
Mara.
bless
Now,
this
Mara,
woman.
before we get
Damn
into
right.
today's match, I do have just a question for you as far as you're
she's
back
drinking
in the
honey.
league.
She
You
drank
made an
Jesus.
appearance in San Diego. Where are you right now as far as looking for maybe a title shot, being back in the Intergeekdom? What is the current status of the amazing Mara Kanopik?
Well, you know, I've put my feelers out, but I've spent a long time getting stood up, and it started all with Tony M at Spring Fling. I've never forgotten. But,
I was
you
going to
know,
say, sounds like Ken Knapsack in high school.
unfortunately, I didn't grow up to know every single thing about Brad Pitt, so he ended up here, I'm down here. But no, I'm just gonna keep being
This
like
is
a
true.
focus, and
Knapsack
eventually
is a
I'll
Brad
realize
Pitt
that
expert.
It'll happen.
nature, kids.
Yeah,
Get
he
on
could
board
turn
with it.
any woman
Well,
into
when
a
we look
water
at
slide,
what's
right?
happening here today, because
I
maybe
still
there's
love that
there's
line.
a scenario down the road next
That's a
season, 2
throwback,
seasons
but
from
it's
now,
brilliant.
you could be facing
Yes,
one of our
it is.
competitors here today, a
I
Brandon
forgot about
Hitman
that one.
Hanna, a Chandru the Chosen Dhandapani. They are
You're
competing
welcome.
for a #1 contender shot. And Mara, these are two of the really strong new faces in the inner geekdom. What is their mindset going into a match like today, where the winner is going to play somebody who has established himself in the inner geekdom, Kevin Smets?
Well, to be fair, that was every one of my Inner Geekdom matches, so I'm glad they only have to go through one of those. But I think that their mindset's definitely going to be on, am I short enough that I have to climb up into the chair, or am I tall enough that I can sit in the chair?
It's more just getting comfortable at the desk. In a physical situation, you're not even worried about the knowledge is there. It's just coordinating everything from the intro to getting on the desk to getting your answer into the microphone.
Oh,
clean.
these guys wouldn't be here if the knowledge wasn't there. I think we're going to have a great match today. I'm very excited. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen.
Can we put her with
right now.
Can we just put her with the loony bins and just see what kind of calamity will ensue?
Just had some pre-interviews, and there was a little bit of smack talk. So let's take a look at that right
Oh
now.
God, yes, please.
Yes, it is I, Brandon the Hitman Hanna, and I wanted to clear the air on a few things that may or may not have transpired. Yes, it is true, I joined the 5 Horsemen and immediately betrayed them for the greatest faction of all time.
Welcome to the family.
Brandon, the bargain bin Ben Bateman, who is the license to shill for every faction he can find.
There's a little bit of a rivalry there because he's beaten you before.
It still kind of stings, and I kind of want redemption for that one.
You're out for redemption or you're out for blood?
Both.
We have the setup there for the next match. It's Chandru versus Brandon Hanna.
I already crossed Chandru's name off my list.
I'm not the same player as I was 4 months ago. I've been improving every match.
I mean, to beat Chandru and get to Smets.
God
Oh,
bless
guys, there.
Did you sneeze at the beginning? Oh, that's his name? Oh my God! I'm sorry. You can't leave this in. You can't leave it in. We're coming for you.
Senpai, he noticed.
I'm a hitman, and unlike O.J. Simpson, these gloves actually fit.
Hats off to Brandon Hanna. What a win he had here today. He now goes to 2-0, and like Emma pointed out, he will be facing the winner of Chandru the Chosen versus Jared Too Smooth Haven.
Chandru the Chosen? We could choose a dumbass name, Chandru. Why don't you pick something that's at least interesting? Because you're going to go out there and you're going to get ass kicked by my boy.
Oh, Brandon Hanna, he keeps yapping on and on about how I lost to him in my first match. I've won 2 matches in a row now. He's probably a good guy, but he's just running around with these loud, obnoxious people, the family they call themselves.
Why the Hitman? Why Brandon Hanna? Why right now? Well, I'll tell you why. He's the next IG champion, and that's what we mess with in the family. Champions. We only play with champions. You got this guy, Smets. I thought maybe you'd see the light and join the family. Now, you're on the list, and you're going down.
I want to prove that I belong, and I want to go to that #1 contender match against Kevin Smets. And what better way to defeat the person who I first lost against? Brandon Hanna, his first win was against me, and now his first loss is going to be against me too. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Oh no, you did not say that!
Live with your own failure. And where did that bring you? Back
Okay,
to
just
you.
for that, I really want him to win.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is this some kind of big rivalry? This is a one-sided battle. Are you kidding me? I already beat this loser.
Like Harry Potter from In Deathly Hallows and like Jon Snow in season 6, I'm back from the dead. And this time, I'm going to end up on your miss list, and I'm going to that #1 contender match against Kevin Smets.
I mean, it's a given. It's my destiny. I'm going to win that belt one day.
Okay, you're not Chance, Brandon. Don't ever say that again.
This is Nerdcronic's best promo to date.
It's been awesome. Yeah. And I'm very happy that we actually waited with reacting to it.
Same.
So
yeah.
Nerdchronic.
All right, well,
Awesome job,
Mara,
man.
you see that. I mean, Brandon and Chandru, they're starting to get their
Eric,
jobs, like you
remind
said,
me,
they
when
know
I'm in
the
LA,
rules,
I owe you a
love this
drink.
Stuff their whole life, but they're starting to really get that
Same.
kind of trash talk thing.
When I'm
down
ever
a
in
little
LA.
bit with Chandru, he's just got that sweet smile.
If you're ever in the
You wanna
Netherlands.
like him, but he's got some words
Hit
and
me
some
up.
barbs for Brandon the Hitman Hanna, who dresses like he just committed a double murder in Brentwood.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, I thought I knew these guys, but man, I'm definitely not going to cross either one of them unless I feel like I can outrun them, which I do think that I can.
You have a military background.
I mean,
You
Mario,
started
kinda
doing
good.
the mile run, testing yourself. What's your current mile at?
Oh, I do more swimming than running now, especially after, when you break your neck, that hinders your physical abilities just a skosh.
If you break your neck, I'd say you've earned all the pool/hot tub experience you could possibly earn.
We're actually getting pretty darn close, actually, to the 1-year anniversary of Canopic-Cushing.
Really?
Or Cushing-Canopic in that sense. But
That amazing 9 overtime matchup.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite matches.
Okay, well, here.
Crazy good match.
Take my hand,
It was
and
just
let's
painful
pray
to
together
watch.
that This match does not go 9 overtime because I don't know that we have the questions for it. It's about time to get going right now. And Mark Canopic
It reminded me of Shogun Hua versus Dan Henderson 1. That's an MMA reference.
And I'm Drax.
my head.
Chandru the Chosen.
Oh no,
His
I'm not
strengths
Drax.
are the MCU, DC movies,
Well,
which I honestly thought those were really
I'm
more
Drax.
We get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it is interesting having the MCU and
Hey,
the DC
I'll
films
just
being
shut up.
the, hey, wait, you can like both? What
Well,
a
fuck me
revelation
then,
from
right?
Twitter.
Okay, he's the one that's crazy. So, all right, we have Brandon the Hitman Hanna. His strengths are Star
Hand
Trek.
modeling.
Way to go. Harry Potter and
I did not know that Star Trek was one of his strengths, but I do not mind.
Will they be on? Will they be off? What will his
Let's see if it
name
really
be?
is one of his strengths.
You're going off? I'm going
I
on.
hope he spends
and
it
we are about to
and
get
does
right
well,
on,
and
Laura.
then we'll
I
see
know
how he
it was
does
a
with it,
long flight
actually.
for you. I know it was a red eye, but you have a full throttle energy drink right now.
I want to see Brandon take off one of his gloves and slap someone in the face with it, Monty Python style.
And it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yes.
Okay.
Introducing first,
Yes.
with a record of
Yes, to this
2-1, he is Chandru the Chosen Dhandapani.
And this reminds me that despite the fact that John Williams didn't continue to score in the movies, Nicholas Hooper did a pretty good job. Oh?
He cast a spell.
Nice.
He appeared, and then there's Chandru.
Flu powder.
The crowd is stunned at what they just saw.
Okay.
Wizardry of
Chandru,
with that
win this,
introduction.
please.
Ari, do you know the name of the spell that he just cast to make himself invisible to walk through the curtain?
no, I can't say that I did.
Well, you did not know you'd be tested. That's on me.
I just realized why they opened the curtain. It was so he could crawl through it. Pop up.
Choreography, so I found that very interesting.
Chandru, you have appeared now. You're not going to disappear throughout any of the 3-round matches. Is that correct?
Yes, but I cannot promise I'll not use the Obliviate spell.
Ooh.
Okay, well, we try not to have any wand spells or trickery here today. Your opponent, with a record of 2-0.
Ooh.
Classy.
Representing
Like it.
the family.
From what is this? I don't.
He is
It's not like from one
Brandon
particular thing. It's just,
the
it's a classical piece that's used a lot.
Hanna.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow, Andrew Guy walking him out.
Interesting. The guy is walking him out, though.
Queen of booze. Descend
So
upon
is Guy
Brandon
managing
Hanna
him
as
in this
Andrew
match?
Guy walking him.
My guess is Burnett had a place to be.
Brandon does not take it. And he is wearing gloves, Mark.
We set such a good example about
Places to do and things to be? I know.
We're trying to lead the example for the younger generation.
Thank God it's not the other way around, am I right?
They do
Like,
that.
what?
Andrew Guy
I got the joke.
barking at
I
Chandru
didn't
Dhandapani
understand it.
as he exits after he walked Brandon Hanna
Things to be and people to
the
do.
ring. Chandru, sorry about that. Thanks for using your spell on Guy. Brandon, Chandru, you guys are now seated for the 3-round match once again.
So yes,
The
for once,
rules.
everybody, I won't get a perfect
number
round,
one
and Case will do
work
better
as
than me.
Thus, it's an intergeekdom match, so you're going to hear 10
Well,
questions from 10
I won't say
different
better,
corners
but
of
suddenly
movie
I
trivia
actually have a
Schmoedown
chance of getting a
intergeekdom
perfect round, or at
know-how.
least beating
Each person's
Chris.
worth 1 point. There's no penalty
And
for missing a question.
actually, also
There's no
Nico
stealing
has
in
a
round
lot better
number one.
chance in
As
this
soon as
than
myself
regular
or
movie
Mara
trivia.
ask you the question, You have 15 seconds to write down your best.
Please no Lord of the
answer
Rings
on the
questions.
whiteboard in front of you.
There's going to be
As soon as
one,
we address
and
you
maybe
by
two.
name, Brandon or Chandru, you will reveal what you wrote to your camera at the same
And
time.
I will just keep saying it. Watch the trilogy. It is
I'll
amazing.
remind each competitor you have 3 usages of
It's also
the
9
team
hours, and I'm in college.
12.
11.
If you heard a question right, you want us to repeat it, or you
11
just want to buy
extended.
yourself another 15 seconds to get the answer
I'm not
right,
watching the
use
extended
JT
versions
rule.
until
You
after
also each have
Christmas.
one challenge to be used at any point
I'll
throughout
watch
the
them
duration
at
of
Christmas.
the match. Brandon, the rules are out of the way now.
I don't know
Now
what
it's
having
time
Christmas
to
off
get
feels
down to
like.
business. Are you ready, sir?
I'm sorry, who's this guy again?
That's Chandru the Chosen. He actually has a 2-1 record. You've
Oh, he's the
played
guy.
him.
Oh, the 2 and the 1. That's the guy that I beat already.
You have played him before,
Okay,
so I'm
okay.
shocked you didn't know who he
I
was.
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that
Are
is
you-
the same gentleman.
Are you sure you're mentally?
Who said
Yeah,
you could
are
talk
you
to
mentally
me?
prepared to be here, man? If you don't know who he
Oh,
is.
by the way, these cables back here, real tripping issue. Safety hazard, by the way. Chandru, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about because you've never sat on this side of the desk before.
Oh, now you're
but-
talking to me?
Okay, just want to make it clear. You should really get that looked at. Someone could hurt themselves.
All right, so
Shut
I asked
up.
Brandon a simple question. I'd say that in a very concise manner, he said yes.
I'm a little worried what he's gonna write on whiteboards when we ask simple questions.
Chandru, you ready to go?
Do you have a quill?
The markers are the best.
Always.
Peter Quill's the only quill we've got.
Then it's time for the Schmoedown.
Let's get ready to Schmoedown.
Righty.
But the response should have been, we have one, but only if you are willing to write with your own blood.
Canopic, at your ready.
Question 1, here we go.
Oh, you mean now? Okay. Question number 1. The category is MCU.
Right.
In Captain Marvel, what is the name of the cat that Carol and Nick find?
Oh, God.
All right. You excited about where the MCU is going?
Oh, damn it. I know the fucking species.
Shang-Chi, probably.
Pens down, going to you first, Brandon.
Is it
Goose?
Oh, I had Jinxie.
Goose, and it does.
Actually a flurkin and it's a goose.
Okay.
Hey,
I knew it was a flurkin. And
Right.
wow.
Point.
Goose.
And it is
Not Maverick,
1-1
but Goose.
With the breadth of knowledge
Yeah.
they have about a cat, and I would say cat in quotes. We move on to your next category, Star Wars. This is Star Wars, Galaxy Far, Far Away. And your question, in the not controversial at all, The Last Jedi, Luke extracts and drinks milk from a creature while on the island of
Octo.
Octu.
Wow, almost one of those right.
What color is the milk?
Not to be mistaken with the color of the milk in the original trilogy.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have to drink lactose-free milk.
I think that I have a little sensitivity to it. I might get a zit if I eat too much cheese.
This milk gets very easily in your beard.
2, 1. Pens down.
Green.
Chandru, what do you got?
Green and the creature is a thalassarian.
It is green. Just needed the answer for the color, not the particular species. Brandon, did you have it?
It's green and no one likes a smart ass.
It is green.
I also think that question discriminates against people who are blue.
I love the mind
It
games.
really does. I was nervous asking the question because I remembered it as
But
blue.
Hannah is
but I'm just
trying.
an idiot who
I
likes Star
doubt
Wars
he
characters.
actually succeeds, but
All right,
Aren't we
Mark.
all?
Excuse me.
Back to you for the next category. Where are we going?
All right, category 3 corresponds with Middle Earth.
yay.
Not Top Earth.
Damn it.
All right. In which Middle Earth film does Billy Connolly portray the character Dane?
This movie sucks.
I despise this movie.
Brian Cox is my favorite comedian.
Flat out, it sucks.
Hands down.
Battle of the Five Armies.
Battle of the Five
Hannah,
Armies.
what do you got?
I had The Unexpected Journey.
It is the
I at least got the right trilogy, so good job.
Chandru had it as well.
You got the right trilogy because you heard our groans.
I
did get that from your groans.
It's also a lengthy
You're welcome.
It is a long movie. And boy, do you feel it. We move on
Sure
to
you
the next
do.
category, and that is DC movies. DC movies. And your question, the characters of Alexander Knox and Lieutenant Eckhart appear in which DC film? I will ask you about the answer. So I'm going to take a cue from this question.
All right, freehand. Eckhart, think about the future.
I mean, honestly, if I'm being
I do not know, but I'll.
Not coming to me.
Pens
It's
down.
not coming.
Batman
Get
89.
that, and we go to Chandru.
Shit.
What's the answer?
1989's Batman.
It is Batman 1989.
Wow.
It's Batman
Not doing well.
1989.
And
That-
Brandon
It
Hanna
actually
had
did
it
come
as
to me at the
well.
very last
How he
second.
said it as if the correct answer had not already been said.
It's like they said it two different ways.
Yeah.
You gentlemen are both correct, and they both are early in round number 1, featuring perfect games. If either one of these gentlemen makes it all
Don't
the way
jinx
through
it,
10 questions,
Jesus.
getting each one correct, you are going to have a bonus question that is asked to just you, or if it's both you, to the field. All right, Mara, what's our next category?
Next category is Marvel. Marvel.
Cinematic universe attached to that.
I'll say it one more time. Marvel. Okay. Nothing? No reaction. Okay. So, which actor plays Ben Grimm in 2015's Fantastic Four?
Fuck, what is his name?
Thank you, Sean Sandberg, for getting this right so I can remember.
I was 8 years old. I was excited to see Batman. I was like, yeah,
What is his name?
5, 4,
He's British.
It's never been the same.
2,
Yeah,
Shit.
Now, 'cause you're
1.
done with my nachos?
No.
Jamie
I'm
Bell.
not done.
Jamie
Brandon
Bell.
Hanna, what do you got?
That would be Jamie Bell.
It is Jamie
correct.
Bell.
It is Jamie Bell.
Chandru had it as well. All right, 2 perfect.
They are
Round
so
number 1.
matter of fact right now.
We go on to Harry Potter, which is apparently, it was listed as a strength for Brandon, and Chandra, I think you know a little something about that universe as well.
Mhm.
Your question, Voldemort's pet, Nagini, is what type of animal in the Harry Potter film?
Seriously, this is like the easiest question in history.
I needed a layup. I'm not doing well this game.
You care to get specific?
Me neither.
I mean, I've at
So
times
can we get
really
a
can't
little
woman,
more
or
difficult
crazy
questions than
cat
this?
lady.
Oh, would you like them to ask what type of
One. Pens down,
snake
we go
she
straight
is?
for Chandra.
Snake.
It is a snake, Maledictus. Thank you for that phylum. Brandon Hanna.
Snake.
It is a snake. Writing down
A
just
snake.
Yeah, just snake.
We will accept snake. I think it's specifically a viper. Does that check out with your Harry Potter knowledge?
I've driven one of those before.
Or an adder?
It's a Dodge Viper. Tough to get those babies into a garage to get them fixed. All right, Mara, what's our next category? Where are we venturing off to?
Come on, Star Trek.
Oh, my next category is Star Trek.
Yeah, there you go.
Time this out just perfectly for me and only me.
First contact, baby. First
Savick
contact.
appears in how many Star Trek films?
Oh.
Savick, that is the card game.
That's it. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon.
But it can trip you up.
Almost.
It could,
That's about
because,
Is
well,
that kind of like a
one of those is a glorified cameo, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's write her off in this one.
one. Pens down.
3.
Hitman.
I had 5.
It is, in fact, 3.
Damn it.
And
All
the
right.
Chosen.
Fuck.
Wrath of Khan.
Voyage home. Voyage
and
home.
Voyage-
Yep.
He's getting booed.
Wow,
because
I got a
he's
Star Trek
Wow.
question and Chris didn't.
I overthought it. I overthought it.
All right, we move
Hold the
on
presses,
to your
people.
8th question. Again, 3 questions left, and Mar, we're looking at 2
Damn
perfect
it.
rounds thus far. When you were competing
Way
in round
overthought
number
it.
1 and you had a good run going, does it make you more nervous if you're looking at a perfect round?
Because I
or
forgot
are you
that Robin
confident because you
Curtis
got
played her
so
in
many
2
right?
films.
I'm kind of like the
Yeah.
Dominic Toretto of the Schmoedown. I just take it like one and a
Oh,
half.
I was thinking that was Spock's dad.
Live for the day. where the
Sarek.
Fast and Furious
Sarek.
films get into
Sarek
the
is in
inner
4.
geekdom.
Yeah.
I've seen.
And,
No.
apparently
No.
not,
3.
crowd is
Three.
divided.
Yeah.
This is
3,
where
4,
Boston
The thing-
and
have gone,
yeah.
which I
6.
find really disappointing.
The
crowd.
actor
Shame.
is in 4
Shame on
because
you
he is a
fine.
Klingon
She
in the
drinks
motion
full
picture.
throttle. She
Yes.
lives
That's
less
why
than a
it's
quarter
not
mile
4.
at a time. She is the amazing Mark.
Also,
Get
he
out
was
there.
the
We
first
move on to your
Romulan in the
8th
show.
question, and that is in the world of the DCEU. The DC
I don't
extended,
know the
whatever they
show.
call it. Who
I've been
plays
rewatching the show.
Lieutenant G.Q. Edwards in the film Suicide Squad?
That was a movie. I ended up in a bowl of cereal before I saw that movie.
Who?
I'm just going to take a guess.
Event thing, it was full of, like Suicide Squad cereal,
Ooh,
like
it was-
foamies.
Oh no!
My second time
Oh
having
shit!
cereal
I,
was good.
no, I,
Repeat
no,
that.
I'm wrong.
I
Is-
can
is-
repeat the question for
Oh,
you.
Sorry, I didn't hear it too, so that's what I was waiting for.
I'm not
Oh.
even gonna
15
try.
seconds. Who plays Lieutenant G.Q. Edwards in
I think
Suicide
I'm wrong.
Squad? So
I
you're
think I'm
actually
thinking of the wrong character, but I'm not sure, and this is the
Yeah,
only actor I can come up with.
Or were you shrunken?
The
Ah!
size of a spoon, I'd say.
Okay.
Relative to the
Yeah.
cereal.
Okay.
I'll just go with this.
Well,
More of a sport
wait a minute.
person, but-
Wait. Oh, shoot.
1. Ben's down.
Scott
We're going to you
Eastwood.
First, Chandru.
What
What
I
do you got?
have.
I had
It is
Charlie.
the
I had
son
Charlie
of
Hanna.
Brandon Hanna have it.
Scott Eastwood.
Charlie Hunnam is not in that movie.
All right,
Nope.
been to a wedding with him.
But then I thought, is that Ike Barinholtz's character?
All
I
right,
am
we still
so
have
happy
a
I don't
perfect
remember
round.
Scott
2
Eastwood.
questions left. Before we get to the bonus question, potentially, if either one of these gentlemen can hang on for 2 more questions. Mara, where are we going next?
We are going to heroes and villains, a category
Cool.
that may or may not pertain to a hero or a villain.
Well, we have a hero and a villain on the desk, so.
You know,
Why you're on
honestly,
the desk.
sometimes if you really just
2
make sure you don't
heroes.
talk down to people and you just matter-of-factly tell them things.
From a certain point of view.
He meant the playing desk, not
All
the
right, heroes and
announcing
villains.
desk.
Which Marvel
I
film
didn't know
features
that.
the villains Tombstone and the Prowler?
All right, if I'm going with frozen pizza, where you rank in Tombstone?
It's a long name.
Oh,
I'd say
duh.
that's a solid number 2. I mean,
Yeah.
Frascetta's 3.
Frascetta's 3?
California Pizza Kitchen is 1. Duh.
4. I didn't know they were in my grocery.
It's a long name.
3, 2,
Damn it.
1.
Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Brandon Hanna, what's the name of the movie
Yeah,
with the Tombstone and the Prowler?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Damn right it is.
Spider-Man into the
That was a
They know
long
a lot about inner geekdom movies. And with that, we are 1 question away from 2 perfect round number 1s. And
Damn.
somewhere out there in the world, probably in this Fortress of Solitude, Kevin Smith is thinking, I got to play one of these guys next. Woo, boy. Number 10, your last question in round number 1 comes from the wild, wacky world of Mixed Bag.
Ugh.
Mixed Bag. I
No
don't know
one
what
is
it's
at all excited about this.
Alien.
And your question.
Please, Alien.
In Indiana Jones and the Temple of
Ooh.
Doom, Indiana's companions drop out of a plane on what object after they find no parachutes?
Have you ever been skydiving?
Can't
oh,
say
wait.
that I have,
Shit.
but I've driven by those skydiving places in the suburbs where
Oh,
it
yeah.
simulates it.
Fan.
You actually haven't skydived.
No.
I think I'm right. It's been a
I
while,
really do. Shall we?
but I think I got it.
3, 2, 1.
A raft?
Hands down,
A
gentlemen.
yellow
raft.
Andrew, what do you got?
It's an inflatable raft.
Oh.
It is an inflatable raft.
Inflatable boat would be correct, right?
It is. You can just go raft and
Maybe.
accept
Maybe.
it. Brandon Hanna.
Okay,
and Chandru
I'm
Dhandapani.
Say,
European.
I feel like
English
we've
is
done
not
an
my
entire
first language.
I know.
We've gotten
Here,
every
Jeremy,
question
I know you'll
right,
see
and
this.
now we go to
Please,
a bonus
please
question.
specify if you
What
would be
a
correct for that or not.
performance So far
Look,
by
I've seen.
these two
Actually,
competitors
Willie
in round.
does say
So
a
wait, so we're done?
boat.
We are not
We're
done.
not
We got 2 more
sinking,
rounds
we're
to go. Before we get to
crashing.
that, they get a bonus question.
Like,
So,
I know the
gentlemen,
movie like the
because
back
you
of my
both got a
hand.
perfect round, this is going to play out just
We'll
like
give
the
you the
other
point.
question, round number 1. Mara,
Yeah,
at
like
your
I
ready,
would
you may ask
100% challenge if they
All right.
wouldn't
The
accept
category
it.
is bonus question.
Oh, bonus question. Oh, we can actually.
In the Lego Batman movie, what type of food does Batman heat up for himself in the Wayne Manor kitchen?
Oh, shit.
I gotta say, by the way, this
Nope.
food is a good choice.
That
Nope.
Wait,
is-
I think I know it.
That
Nope.
has bonus question
Nope.
all over
I know
It
it.
does. I mean,
The
and
Lego Batman.
I don't know how you heat this up in a microwave and get it cooked the right way, but
Lego.
4, 3,
Nope.
2, 1.
Lobster.
Lobstone. We go to Brandon Hanna first. What did he heat up?
It's lobster.
we will accept
It is
Oh,
lobster.
lobster
lobster.
thermidor.
Chandru, did you have
Lobster thermidor.
Oh!
lobster? Lobster thermidor. And it is 11 to 11.
Jesus.
2 perfect. Round
That's-
number
Notice how you're
1.
working a
Hella
lot harder than
impressive.
me, but we have
An
the same
effort.
score.
Yeah, I work harder than you. That's true for true.
Both competitors and throwing a little bit of jabs at each other. I mean, I think that after running
Case, you and I
perfect
tied, right?
round number 1 and getting
We
a bonus
did.
question,
Up
to that bonus.
need some sort of
If we don't
hydration,
count the
water,
bonus
something,
question.
But no,
Yeah.
Mara, we move right into round number 2.
Would you guys like 56 grams of sugar? Because I've got 56 grams of sugar. Someone in the
Jesus.
comments tell me how many teaspoons that is, because anybody that knows science will know the conversion factor.
Well, I don't know much about science, but I know that a wheel spins round and round, and round number 2 is, in fact, the wheel around the wheel.
Well,
Fate Doom,
that's a
justice,
segue,
here's
I
how
guess.
It works. Each competitor gets a spin at that.
That's an Evan DeGraff
beautiful
segue right there.
semi-new wheel. Once you settle on your
Shit.
category, you're
he's
gonna
just
do
like, I'm not
5
smart enough to be
questions
sitting
from
next to
said
this person,
genre.
so I'm just going
Each
to dumb it up
question
even
is
further.
worth- There's no penalty for missing a question.
Yeah.
However, stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer to the question, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. Chandru, you still have all your JTE rules. Brandon, you still have 2 JTE rules remaining. Brandon, you are sitting in that seat, as you were very fond of reminding Chandru at the top of the show. It's tied at 11, so you may choose. Would you like to spin first or defer to your opponent? Brandon's going to
And
spin
his mic
first.
is off.
That's bold.
Were you a spin first kind of person or a defer?
It depends pre or post injury, because post injury I never wanted to spin.
You
ever.
just want to put it off as long as
I did.
possible.
Man, that thing is, it's loud, and I'm very concerned if it breaks, we're all going to die.
Got
It's got a 1941 you all.
It is
Who said
It's a
it?
gamble.
Yeah.
No?
And he's
Apparently
running the
not.
fuck away.
Everyone is scared of who said it.
To be honest, in Geek, that's where I want who said it.
I've never been allowed to.
Oh, and it's opponent's choice.
Boy. Oh boy.
Okay.
Put it on who said it.
So Chandru, the spell did in fact work, and he is going to place it at the first category.
Yep.
Brandon Hanna spun. And
There it goes.
Geek, I'm like.
You go either who said it or mixed bag.
Is going to be asking you your series of
mind
questions.
it.
Again, each question is worth 2 points. You're not sure, ask us for multiple choice.
This will be
Mara,
fun.
At your ready.
Question number 1. In which Star Trek film will you hear the following exchange between Kirk and McCoy? Well, once again, we've saved civilization as we know it. And the good news is they're not going to
Trek
cross
4?
Voyage Home?
That would be Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home.
Well done.
Incorrect.
Oh!
No!
Chandru. This
Undiscovered
is a
Country?
2-point steal, potentially, if you can get the correct.
Yeah.
Star Trek
maybe.
Into Darkness.
Is it?
Star Trek 6: The Undiscovered Country.
It is Star Trek.
Oh!
It's a
Undiscovered
big
Country.
2-point steal. That's
Big
why
steal.
you give them the toughest category you can when they say opponent's
Wow, that
choice.
was a-
And so far, it
I've been-
is
I'm trying to remember the
hang on,
scene, though.
Chandru.
I'm guessing it was right at the end after they stopped the
I
train
think
from
so.
going
Yeah,
south.
Scroll pad.
I think so, yeah.
I don't
At
like
the
the
very
trackpad.
end.
I'm just gonna put it out there. The trackpad sucks. So, everyone out
I haven't
there
gotten there in my
who's
rewatch
like
yet,
me,
so
we're the cool
Hot
ones.
take.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2.
a little rusty.
In Rogue One, while on Edu, Chirrut asks Baze if Cassian looks like a.
Does he look like a killer?
Does he look like a killer? Does he look like a hitman?
Multiple choice, please.
All right. Your choices are A. Murderer, B. Friend, C. Coward, or D. Killer.
Killer.
That is correct for 1
All right,
point.
hold on.
1 point. And Mara, sometimes
Wise
that's
choice.
how you have to negotiate around a category you're not all that familiar with, or just one you don't feel is your strength. You multiple choice your way through the round. You pick up points where you can.
I love multiple choices. I like when I go to a restaurant and they give me more than one choice of what to eat.
That's always. I'm a single platter man.
I like tapas. Big tapas fan.
Nah, that's too fancy.
Says the guy that's wearing nice clothes while I'm wearing exactly what I wore on an airplane with
Thank you.
like babies and stuff.
Go Deacons. All right, Brandon, Hanna, your next question. This is 3 of 5.
This is Mara cannot
This
get her
hero
brilliance.
said,
Just let it
I'm
happen.
no leader. I came because I had no choice. I came to save my home and the people.
Superman?
Aquaman.
That is
Oh,
correct for 2
okay.
points.
And
Never
Brandon
mind.
Hanna, with that 2-point correct answer, has
Right.
vaulted
Okay.
himself
That's
back
okay.
into the lead over
Okay.
Chandru. Again, Chandru yet to spin, but Brandon Hanna, 2 more questions in round number 2 in the category of who said it. What is his penultimate question?
I was gonna say it before you said
Pen.
it because I know
Oh,
how
yeah.
much he likes to
Ultimate question.
say it.
Make sure I drop that fancy word.
I love how he must have had a
Yeah.
Word Today calendar when he was a kid like I did. All right. Question number 4. Who said, I am on nobody's side because nobody
Treebeard.
is on my side?
Treebeard.
Yeah.
That is correct for 2
Shit,
points.
that's-
Wow.
That's
Damn
the
it, I
one
was
he knew right
trying
off
to
the
think
bat.
about
I
it.
love how apparently he must be really in touch with his outdoors.
Gee, yeah.
This is what happens when you
I don't
watch
even
Two
know what movie
Towers
that's.
the
I don't
most
even know
out of the
what
trilogy.
franchise that's.
Oh, I'm 99% sure that that's a Fast and Furious reference.
I don't watch
there you
any
go.
of them, most
So
out
that's
of
what
the.
you-
I just watch them all
All
3.
right. Brandon, your final question. What hero said, if we can't accept limitations, we're no
Iron
better
Man.
than the bad guys?
Captain America.
That is
Oh no!
correct
It's
for a
Tony
2-point
Stark.
steal.
It's Tony Stark, I believe.
Oh,
Tony Stark.
Tony
damn!
Stark.
That's a
Wow,
big
that
one.
worked out really
Ow.
well.
2
Chandru.
points, and Brandon could have gotten a little bit more clear Chandru and made a nice
Oh.
round 2 for himself. As it stands, Chandru has
Captain America
stolen
Civil
4
War.
big points from Brandon, and he trails Hanna by only 1, and now it is his spin. So Chandru, step on up there or use your wand
Man.
from your seated position,
Ow.
whatever feels most comfortable.
Ow.
So this one I can spin from the pegs, right?
You may spin from the legs to your heart's
I
content.
rebel.
I'm so jelly right now.
You know, it was almost appalling to see once we got the new wheel. Every competitor was so excited to spin
Yeah.
from the pegs again. He was holding all that pent-up
Oh.
aggression inside of them. All
Marvel.
right, he casted a spell and he got Marvel movies.
He takes it.
Take it.
He's going to stick with Marvel movies.
I mean, watching what just happened with
I
Brandon,
mean-
I would be hesitant to respin.
He knows how to make it
That luck
work.
was not on his side.
That's right. You don't want to get into
Marvel
an
can get really
situation.
tricky,
So,
though.
Chandru, here's where you're
It
looking at
can.
5 questions, just
Like,
Brandon had.
Spider-Man,
2
X-Men,
points
yay,
each. You need multiple choice.
but
Ask us.
shitty ones
Alley
like
question is
Punisher
down to
and
1. Here's your first
Elektra
question.
and whatnot.
Hey,
In the world of Marvel movies, in
Punisher's
X-Men
not that bad.
Apocalypse, what song plays during the Quicksilver X-Men?
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet
Are made-
dreams are
X
made
Mansion
of
rescue scene.
this.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree?
We need the name of the song.
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet dreams are made of this. It's sweet dreams are made of this.
Unfortunately,
No, it's Sweet Dreams.
Not correct. For
It's
2
two
points.
words.
It's sweet dreams, parentheses, are made of
It's
this.
just Sweet Dreams.
No.
Challenge.
Oh,
Challenge.
breaks my heart.
Challenge.
Breaks my heart to not be able to
It's
accept it.
literally
I asked
called
you for the name of the song.
Sweet
that
Dreams.
mouth will get you
I
in
can't
trouble.
go lyrics.
Parentheses,
so.
are made of this. Parentheses.
I want to challenge it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that is a challenge is on the board.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back with our judges' results.
Because literally, on the album, it's called that. On the greatest hits compilation for the Rhythmics, it's called that. Sorry. No. I have to.
We're back, and the challenge is from Chandru the Chosen, saying he answered "Sweet Dreams Are Made of This." That is not the name of the song. However, it is in parentheses as the title of the song, according to the Eurythmics Wikipedia page. What we're going to do, here's the official ruling, is that
Give
I'm
a new
going to
question.
ask you another
Okay.
question. That is
So
for 2
challenge is
points,
back.
and
Hannah loses
we'll,
2 points.
Play it from there. So we're going to rerun it. So you have 5 questions again, clearing the slate, and
Yep.
your
There we go.
question is for 2 points. And your
Okay.
first one in round number 2.
Second first one.
Second first one. 1A, 1B. In 2002's Spider-Man, what is
Miss
the
Brand.
name of J. Jonah
Betty
Jameson's
Brand.
secretary?
Betty Brandt.
2 points.
Played by
2
Elizabeth Banks.
points.
I've heard
Yes.
you can do some things that a spider can also do.
Her full name is actually Betty Brant, and then in parentheses, are made of this. But we'll accept that 2 points. And so now Chandru vaults
All
into
right.
the lead over Brandon Hanna. It is now 17-16. In your next question in the world of Marvel movies, in 2003's Hulk, who plays Major Glenn Talbot, a ruthless former soldier?
See,
who
and then there
offers
are these
Banner the
movies.
opportunity to
Josh Lucas.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
it is for 2 more points.
Most impressive.
The other side of the table has gotten quite quiet.
That's right, and now we are on to the third question in a slate of 5. Chandru, your next one in the world of Marvel movies. In which European city does Blade 2 open?
It's either Paris or London, I think.
Prague.
Multiple choice.
I can provide that. Is it A, Paris? B,
I'll go with
Berlin,
Prague.
C, Prague.
I'll go with
D,
you on that one, too. Why not?
Five, 4,
Prague.
3. Correct for 1 point.
Good job, Case.
Another wise use of multiple choice here.
Got
I
it
need
right.
I
It's
need
also
to
the
remember
city
a
where
movie I've
Mission
seen once and
Impossible
didn't
first one
like.
opens. I know that randomly. It
Aw.
is now 20
Yeah,
to
fuck the
16.
Blade
Chandra
movies.
has a 4-point advantage
Aw.
over Brandon Hanna, and Chandra still has 2 questions left.
They're
So, Laura,
fun.
if he has his second to last question in this category, what would that be called?
His second to almost last question.
We're
Or
looking
his
for
penultimate
penultimate.
question. You're welcome.
Your question. In the film Big Hero 6,
Yeah.
what
Woof.
is the name of the invention?
Baymax. Oh, wait,
Heroes
no.
science
Microbots.
and
Microbots.
And used for evil.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go with that.
I'll go. Yeah, sure.
It's Microbots.
Gives a shit.
Except, wouldn't this technically just qualify as... never mind.
Guess
Marvel
what
did it.
Oh, it is Marvel.
I can provide that. Is it A, weather pods, B, Durachrome, C, gravity tube, or D, microbots?
Microbots.
1 point
Well
for Chandru.
I thought for sure, I was 100% sure we were looking for potato clock.
I would have gone with potato clock as well, but Chandru ended up getting it in multiple choice. So it's a 5-point game. He still has 1 more question to go in round number 2. The bright side of this for Brandon is that Chandru's had to check the multiple choice a couple
Yep.
times, thus dulling the impact of his correct answers, but still,
He's
5
putting him in a
points.
tight spot.
This is going to be a big question and ask. In the world of Marvel movies, Chandru, your last one in round number 2. What is the last name of Elektra in
Nachos.
the Daredevil film?
Yikes.
It's nachos.
Nacho.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is another correct answer
Wow.
for Chandru Dhandapani. That is a 2-point answer, and that makes
wow.
it 23-16.
Score.
Going
I'd like to
into,
challenge that, please.
Okay,
There
we're
it
gonna get
is.
a challenge
Oh,
from Brandon. What is the challenge?
That's
I
incorrect.
was gonna say.
Okay. We'll see. Because nachos.
It's nachos, not nacho.
So Chandru was awarded 2
Not
points
your mama.
for getting the correct answer, and then Brandon
Heyo.
challenged it. The challenge is going to be upheld. It was not the correct answer what Chandru gave us for 2 points. And so now Brandon, on the table, has a 2-point steal if he is able to get it right off the bat. Brandon, what is your attempt at an answer?
Nachos.
That is correct.
Oh.
Favorite movie food.
For 2 points. It is very
Oh,
close
boy.
to the Batman
Okay.
1989 movie. And so what
That
a,
is-
a
that makes
number
it
of
very
twists
different,
and turns
different.
and dark rabbit holes.
If
and-
anyone
and-
knows
and
what
now
an
we're out
S
on the
does
other side
to
of round
the
two
end
finally,
result
but
of a game,
woo,
it's
a lot
me.
of drama in there, Mara, and it all ends up with
I
Chandru
know what
Dhandapani,
you
the
got
chosen,
that
having
too.
a 3-point lead over Brandon the Hitman Hanna.
Even with a couple small hiccups, I would still say that Chandru chose
That's
wisely,
savage.
giving him who said it.
I think he gave him who said it, and that certainly hurt Brandon's cause. And then Chandru running through Marvel
Oh,
until he had
God,
that
I'm-
last hiccup, and that really
Yeah,
ended up paying
yeah.
off for Brandon Hanna. So now we have us the ball game going into round number 3.
If anyone
Gentlemen,
has,
here's how
has no
round
idea
number
what we're
3
talking about,
works. You each are gonna
look
give us
up
a series of numbers.
me
We
versus
need 3
Nico
numbers from
in
each of you. These numbers can
semifinal
range
of the
from 1
TV
to
fandom
16.
tournament over at
Once you give us
Multiplex.
your numbers, those numbers are going to correspond to a
Let's do it
different
for
corner
yourself.
of the Trivia Schmoedown
You don't
Inner
have to.
Geekdom know-how. The first
You
question
kind of have
that
to
is
do
asked
it.
It
to
wasn't
you
that
and
great a
only
match
you
anyway.
is worth 2
No,
points.
it
Your next question
wasn't.
is worth 3
But I
points.
won,
Your
so
last
that's
question
good.
you get that far is worth 5 points. There is no
It
stealing
wasn't
in round
Nico
number
versus
3. There's no
Jim, that's for
confirmation of
sure.
question in round number 3.
It was better than that, at
between your
least.
ears and who can come out on
Jesus.
top in this
Then again,
hotly
pretty much any
contested
match is better
Inner
than that.
Geekdom matchup for the right to play Kevin Smets in a number 1
No
contender
comment.
match. All right. Chandru,
Hey, you still
are
won.
currently in the lead.
You did, but
And thus
with
you
a final
will
score
get
of
to give
3
us
and
your
1.
Category numbers first. We need 3 of them from 1 to 16. What feels lucky?
Yeah.
4 for the 4 Marauders, 8 for the 8 Harry Potter movies, and 15 for Harry Potter's age when he had his first kiss.
Okay.
He was 15 years old?
Coincidentally, yeah. Also the 3 lost numbers.
All
Yeah,
right, all right.
coincidentally.
Ha.
Yeah.
Harry Potter beat me
Okay.
by 4.
Wait, is Hannah going to go with 3,
Brandon
7, and
Hanna.
17?
He can't. It's
Your
only 1 to
3
16.
numbers that range from 1
Oh.
to 16.
I really wouldn't listen to this guy.
Then 3, 7, and
I
11.
just stole my numbers and made a Harry Potter
7,
excuse,
11.
but whatever. Let's do 5, 9, and 16.
Oh.
5,
No.
9, and 16. All right, just topping in by 1 each time. 5, 9,
That's
and
what I do.
16. So, Brandon,
Looking
you're going
5
to
to
have
9
your 3
sounds like me on a
questions, or at least
Sunday.
Your first question of the 3 is going to be asked to you
That's
first.
not what people
You
do
chose
on their
number 5.
Sunday.
Mark and I was going to be asking you your questions, and then I'll
Also,
be asking
you
John
said
his
5 to
questions.
9. That's
So,
interesting.
Yeah, no,
Mara,
yeah, 'cause I-
for
Oh,
number
you-
5, what
yikes.
category did Brandon
I work a
choose
short
for
shift on
2-point question?
Sundays.
A really great one. Oh, you want to know
So,
what
but
it is? Okay,
it's
sorry.
5
Oh,
a.m.?
No,
he
5 p.m.
chose
to
a
9
category that
p.m.
corresponds to scores and
4 hours.
soundtracks.
All right, scores and
That's quick.
soundtracks, and his 2-point
good money.
question is...
Your 2-point question
Alright.
is, who performed the song Venom for...
Eminem.
Eminem.
That is correct for 2 points.
That is correct.
Yeah, I knew a music question.
For 2 points, and we're
Someone
gonna
call
stick with
Brooklyn
Brandon
Vale.
because he still trails Chandru by 1. And
Give me that
Brandon,
sandwich,
now you
man.
get your 3-point question, and Mara, that corresponds.
You
to
owe me
what
like
category?
50 of them by now.
Indiana Jones. I've watched one of those. Maybe a couple.
Treat yourself. They're great.
I've seen all 4 of
Life
them.
Raft, where there should be parachutes. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's got some good music too.
The best.
Yeah.
All right, so for 3 points, Brandon Hanna can take the lead if he gets this question correct.
Brandon, your 3-point question is: in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Marion's Bar is
Nepal.
located in what country?
Yeah,
Nepal.
it's Nepal. Yeah.
He's gonna say something like Bangladesh, isn't he?
I feel like he's going to say Tibet.
5, 4, 3.
Repeat, please.
The question is: in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Marion's Bar is located in what country?
Good evening, Fraulein. Sorry, bar's closed. We are not thirsty.
Iraq.
Sorry,
Wow,
that is
that's
incorrect.
quite
We're
off.
looking for Nepal.
That's a yikes.
Nepal is where the bar is, and
By
so
the-
all of a sudden,
At least he didn't say nipple.
in the match.
Yeah.
It is a 5-point question.
It kind of looks like nipples. We can't name a country nipples. What about Nepal? Yeah, that works.
Has won the match. So Mara, number
JTE would have said nipple.
Keep him alive.
Brandon, category 16 corresponds with Star Wars.
Oh.
Nothing but.
A 5-point question in Star Wars.
5-point question. What was General Grievous's ship?
Yeah.
Vulture droids.
In the opening battle of
The one crawling with vulture droids. Oh, I see it. This is going to be easy. Oddball, do you copy? Copy, Rodler. Lock position.
And
he said buzz droids.
Yeah.
Chandru, the chosen.
By TKO.
Dhandapani.
Ow.
Looking for vulture droids.
Ow.
Vulture droids so close. Buzz droids almost there. It was vulture droids. And Chandru Dhandapani has taken down Brandon the Hitman Hanna. He walked in here with a perfect record. He walked out having played a magnificent game. But Chandru ends up on top. And he will face Kevin Smets in a #1 contender.
This won't be the last time these two play each other. I'm certain of it. No. There will be a trilogy, and there will be a special stipulation on the line.
Match. It was actually only 3.
Well, I mean, I gotta say,
whether it's the belt or something entirely different is the actual question.
Wrong from step 1, moment 1. But other than that, I mean, huge demonstration of knowledge from both competitors. But sometimes, I mean, Star Wars is, you know, it gets mined quite a bit when you have a Star Wars league. You really just got to watch every one of those movies over and over again. In Intergeekdom now, you just have to.
That's right, and those 5-point questions, I mean, it doesn't matter how confident you are in any given category. If you think you know a lot about Star Wars or Star Trek or Harry Potter, it doesn't matter. 5-point question, they're designed to be the ultimate test of one's movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Nobody's ever aced all their 5-point questions, and that ended up hurting Brandon here today, but Chandru got on such a roll there, and I think that it really started with him picking up confidence. They both had perfect round #1.
Oh, yeah.
So we know they know a lot about a lot of different categories, but I think that once Chandru saw that Brandon wanted to spin away from Who Said It, I think that maybe that ignited something in him, and then Brandon, unfortunately spinning opponent's choice, that really set up Chandru to get on a run and get the lead from there. He got the lead, and he never looked back. So Chandru, the chosen, is the winner today. We're about to have a post-game interview with Mr. Dhandapani, your winner, but in the meantime, we now turn it over to our own Emma Fife, who has an interview with Brandon, the Hitman Hanna. Emma, what's the mood like on your side of the world?
Well, Ellis, we are here with Brandon, the Hitman Hanna, who, Brandon, I have
Where's
to say,
Guy?
did you have your list today? Like, I didn't see the list that you normally are crossing the names off of.
Well, I already crossed Chandru's name off my list, so I felt a little bit redundant to bring it again, just to show a list with all the names already crossed off. So I kept it at home.
Yeah, except that you're going to have to uncross Chandru's name today because
I already beat him. You see, as far as I'm concerned, we're 1-1 against each other. I deserve a rubber match. I think it's kind of ridiculous that he's going on to #1 contenders match and I'm going home. But, you know, whatever.
Okay, well, that's just sometimes the way the cookie crumbles here at the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Now, Brandon, you know, I would ask in terms of round 2 if you were happy with your decision to spin away, but then you got saddled with that opponent's choice. So unfortunately, I think that Chandru had a little bit of an advantage over you, having seen you spin away from that Who Said It category, which is a notoriously difficult category by all accounts.
Yeah, I made some mistakes. My odds of spinning Who Said It and then opponent's choice were very slim, but unfortunately, it's what happened. You know, I did make mistakes. Some might say that I lost today because Chandru played a better game than I did. Some might say that. Some might say that Chandru's on my Schmoedown fantasy team and I really needed the points this week. Some might say that. But I'm just not going to say anything.
Okay, well, that's going to make
Some
for a
might say
really
you were
interesting
sore
interview
loser.
then. If you have nothing else to say, Brandon, then I
Some
guess
might
we'll
say
just,
he's really
say
playing
goodbye
into his
and turn it
character.
Back over to Mark and Mara, and we will be right back with Chandru Dhandapani.
Let's keep
I think she meant Mara and Mark,
Whatever.
but that's okay.
There's a lot of Mars. There's a lot of Mars. Look,
Marka?
Emma Fife, it's kind of like she
Marka.
spun opponent's choice in that interview because not a whole
Mordecai?
lot of places
Sorry.
to pivot to. Representing the family, but
I was on my
Hanna
butthole
taking
clicked on that one.
the fire by himself there in the post-match interview.
You know, I wonder if Brandon understands that things aren't unsaid when you say them.
My
he
Nepal's
put him out
just
there.
got
He didn't
hard.
attribute himself to the quotes, but nonetheless, we know he's got to be feeling a little down. He may not want to admit anything, but it's a tough loss when you lose to somebody who you previously had defeated, and that is the case that he finds himself in now.
Oh,
with Chandru
no, you
Dhandapani,
did
the winner
not.
today. Emma,
Oh,
they call
no, you
him
did
the
not.
Chosen, and I think that he earned another gold star with that nickname.
Thumbnail pose.
Absolutely. We are here with Chandru, the at least good at choosing categories for his opponent when he is given the opportunity to use that very coveted opponent's choice slice in the wheel round. Now,
You're
Chandru,
already
you must be
home, though.
pretty good about the decisions that you
That's
made
what
in the
I
match
said.
today.
I am home
Not
rethinking
gonna
my
lie.
life.
Let's hear what
I
Chandru
do
has
think
to
I
say.
chosen
Fine,
wisely today,
fine.
especially with the who said it. It's a really tough category, and that's what every IG player is afraid of. And also, most of the quotes are interchangeable. They could have been in any other movie because with Voyage Home, I thought Voyage Home was the first thing too, and it's so easy to think between Steve Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, they say the same stuff in a lot of Star Trek movies and in the Marvel movies, etc. So absolutely, it's a very difficult category. However, you both had a perfect round number one, so it was really important for you to make that strategic move in round number two.
Yeah, I was definitely hoping for something to go my way in round number two, at least after how round one went. I thought this was going to be like the highest scoring match of all time. But then luckily some luck favored me.
Yeah, what's the potential of that?
Drank my Felices this morning, and that helped a lot.
Absolutely. And,
Think, this match was shot several months ago.
Schematics and song titles.
Imagine how good he's gotten since.
That were issued, both of which
Imagine how good
upheld.
Smets has gotten
you
since.
Stood to be at a
Don't
huge
tempt a girl with a
advantage going
good
into
time
round
there,
number
Nico.
three, but then Brandon Hanna threw down that challenge, which
The
was
number one
so
contender
how are you
match
feeling
might
going
be
into round three, then?
what
Oh, yeah, I was
he
definitely
wanted this to
keeping
be.
myself over the S. I think I was throwing a perfect game until then, perfect accurate game until then. With the microbots, I wasn't sure if it was microbots or micropods, so I took it down to multiple choice to make sure. I should have done that with Nachio or Nachios as well. There was the thing going on in my head, but it was a strategic blunder in my part, and Hanna definitely took advantage of that.
And also, unfortunately, chose Star Wars as his 5-point question in round number three. And, well, we have a whole league of Star Wars, so needless to say, those categories are very, very deep cuts these days. So, Chandru, you now are going to have the opportunity to face Kevin the Smasher Smets for a number one contender spot in the Inner Geekdom division.
So you're like that woman in John Wick 2.
I'm not gonna lie, this match was basically whoever wins gets smashed by the Smasher. So
how dare
I've
you?
been studying a lot going into this match, and
that's evident.
You wow.
Get a lot
Congratulations, Chandru. Storm in the league, run in your mouth. Can I take this? Okay. Storm in the league, run in your mouth, coming out here in your little hoodie impersonations. I respect that. Here's the thing, all right? There is nothing that's going to get between me and Kalinowski. From the moment Collision ended, there has been nothing on my mind but getting that title, getting to Kalinowski. So you come in here and you can dance around like a little newsie, but here's the thing, Jack. No one's getting between me and Kalinowski, so I'll see you at my number one contender match.
Dancing around like a newsie, spoken by somebody who actually was a newsie. To see a young Kevin Smets in his child actor days. So, well, Chandru, I mean, I didn't know that.
True story. He was in a movie with Christian Bale,
Kevin
Bill
Smets
Pullman,
has
Robert
really
Duvall.
learned how to
It was
talk,
quite wonderful.
which is something that we had previously not seen here in the movie Trivia Schmoedown. What do you have to say back to him?
I'm not gonna lie, nothing's gonna get between me and Kalinowski. That sounded kind of romantic.
Okay, well, it sounds like
Schmoedown fan fiction coming soon.
Here in the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
And yeah, I think you need to be perfect. You need to actually run a perfect match and can't lose to these technicalities if you go against Kevin Smets, and I'm gonna study up even harder. And yeah, now I'm.
So if I write some and put it on Who Cares Every podcast, who's gonna say no to that?
And going into a number one contender.
Just wait until after we have Kalinowski on the show. Keep in mind, I got him to message me while I was in Orlando.
When you and Kevin face off.
It's definitely gonna happen, though.
Back to you, Mark and Mara.
So just wait till after we've gotten on his good side.
That's in Newsies.
He looks exactly the same though.
We YouTube the clip. It's the same adorable face. It's just no hoodie in the film Newsies. So, Mara, before we enjoyed that quick YouTube sidebar, Kevin Smets crashing the post-match interview, as we've seen happen before in the Schmoedown. What does that do to the mindset of a Chandru who knew he was going to be facing Kevin Smets, but now you're looking right at the man, the myth himself? Does that make some sort of intimidation factor?
Like,
does that only strengthen
Mike
Chandru's
or Kalinowski Smets like Manning, Franks, and Jacob Blunder?
I don't get this reference. This is before my time.
I would also say
Before
that
most
Jared
people's times
would
in
be to me
Italian.
like the most intimidating thing. Now, if he had also had
I
some
knew he
kind
would
of
get the reference.
Damn right I would.
then I would say maybe, but he held his own. I think it's going to be a really good match.
They
and
would
you
need to
never know
be
how
wearing
tactics
white, though.
are going to be a big factor, I think.
I think it's going to be a
I'm
great
wearing
match.
white.
That is the number one contender.
You can
And
explain.
Chandru the
You can
Chosen
explain this to me
takes
after
the
we go
W
off
here
the air.
today versus the very sneezy Kevin Smets, the Smasher. Stay tuned for that matchup coming up very soon here in the movie Trivia Schmoedown. In the meantime, Mark Kanopik, I'd love to have you back on
I
the
believe
nest
there
sometime
is
soon.
an
We're going to see you around the movie Trivia
scene.
Schmoedown parts often, sometimes, occasionally, again.
Like I said, people don't really return my calls, but you know what? The good news is I know where you guys tape things. So I can just show up. And then if no one's sitting in the chair, because there actually was someone sitting in this chair when I got here.
It was
and
just,
I
it was
told
just a
them to
body double.
move.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my body double?
That was your body
Is
double.
Is that what you
we
think of
do
me?
what we can around these parts. She is Mark Kanopik. You can currently find her on
If that
Twitter
was
and maybe
Ken,
someday in
then
the future Instagram. I want
Ellis?
to thank Mara. I want to thank Full Throttle. I want to thank
What
the
is your
captain.
image of
We
a
got her
body
safely
double?
to Burbank just in time for this matchup.
Well,
I am
Ellis's
really Mark,
body
Baby
double is
Carrots.
Tobey
Ellis,
Maguire.
Thank you so much for tuning into the movie
No,
Trivia
don't
Schmoedown.
forget.
Check out our Patreon.
Oh,
both.
I'm an idiot.
Tiers
Yeah.
up there.
both.
It's been updated. Select which one is right for
Wrong
you. Thank
Spider-Man
you for all
cast
of your
member.
support of the show. Check us out wherever you enjoy your podcast. And until the next time, we'll see you real soon here on the movie Trivia
Okay.
Schmoedown.
There's no incident.
That's cool.
That's okay, you know.
Fun.
Oh boy. Okay, so for everyone like Nico who has no idea what we're talking about with Jacob and Manning, go back to the match where Manning Franks took on Jen Kemp, who actually made her appearance in the Schmoedown, and just watch the glory, and especially
so you gotta watch the blooper reel of that
Blooper reel.
match.
yes. So check that out. It's a lot of fun.
Like I'm half tempted to pull it up right now, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Anyway, wow, Chandru really improved himself. I knew he did. As we said, we've seen him studying, and my God, he's really improved himself. And Hanna's still good, but yeah, an opponent's choice is kind of difficult to navigate through. And then he got a couple of tough questions in the third round. Oh well.
This is
Nico.
what I like about the Inner Geekdom division that separates it from the general stuff. You actually have to watch the damn films.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to every little detail now, especially because it's been around for long enough now that the questions get deeper with every match, especially with the categories that get picked so often. Like, I would have not remembered the difference between the Vulture droids and the Buzz droids if not for having heard that question in a match on a call that I was a part of. So these types of things, they make all the difference. What category you get, it makes all the difference. The lack of an S or the inclusion of an S at the end of a word makes all the difference. And that's basically what it came down to. They were both perfect in round one, and then fate intervened.
Yeah. Chris?
I don't really have that much to say outside of the fact that, look, Hanna just got screwed by the wheel. That's all that happened. Because if he gets Harry Potter or Star Trek, this match does go deep in round 3 and possibly sudden death, as you were predicting, Case. So it's one of those things where, yeah, just round 2 made all the difference. I do have to wonder, though, can Chandru keep up this momentum? Because sure, yes, because we're all team Dungeon, we're all team Smasher, so we're all gonna say Kevin's gonna probably win that match.
But we do like Chandru too.
Of course, we love Chandru. But that said, now, because before I'd been like, here's how it's likely gonna go. After this performance, this is where I'm at now. Chandru has a legitimate shot.
The gap is narrowing.
Yeah.
Look, I personally don't really have a horse in the next race because Chandru Chandru put up a perfect round, and I think he's going to continue doing that, including bonus question, and Smets also usually does that. Then, regardless of what comes up the wheel, they'll probably get a really good round, get a lot of points, maybe even both get a perfect round. That's very possible, I think. Then you go into round 3, where they answer maybe all the questions, and I think that it will come down to probably missing a 5-pointer. If you missed the 5-point, like it's pretty much like Bibbs versus Irwin, where they answered so much, where they had a really high scoring game, and Bibbs knew his 5-pointer and Irwin didn't. That might just be the case with Chandru Smets, or we get a sudden death and it goes like Cushing versus Mark Knappich last year, but even higher scoring. So I legit think that is possible with this next match, and I just know I cannot wait to see it.
One more thing.
Please.
Whoever wins this match between Kevin Smets and Chandru Dhandapani, they are very, very close to securing that Rookie of the Year award. It all depends on how they perform in that match, how the winner performs against Kalinowski, and how Paulo Yama does in the team's tournament and in the spectacular.
Yeah. We'll definitely come out to that. Chris, any last thoughts?
No, I'll just simply say once again, congrats, Chandru. Brandon, he'll be back. He's only 2-1, and he'll be back stronger than ever. And, one thing I've learned is that watching the Schmoedown for years now, when people come into the league and they start off doing real hot, no losses, it's after their first loss, that's when they actually come back stronger than ever. Because
remember Kalinowski and Cushing in their first matches?
Bibiani,
Oh yeah.
And this is what Chandru said himself. He said that some of the greatest players in the Intergeekdom division, they ended up losing either their first or second contest. And in this case, Chandru lost his first, and he's used that as motivation ever since to continuously get better and better and better. Same thing happened with a lot of greats in professional sports, like the one I'm a fan of, MMA, Jose Aldo, Renan Barão, more so Renan Barão. He lost his first match, and then he went undefeated for 10 years. Like 30 fights undefeated.
Wow.
So yeah, one loss, be it your first or your 30th, can make all the difference.
Yeah, I definitely can attest to that. Losing is your biggest motivator, because I don't know who said it. Someone said it, but I hate losing more than I love winning. And because of the fact that I hate losing so much, it was a Schmoedown competitor, I know that.
Ah, shit.
It might have been Dagnino.
No.
I don't know. I think it was Smets, actually. Regardless of who it was, because of that, I remember going on a really good run last year in fandom, and I made it to the title match against Robert Parker, and then I lost. That loss has essentially stuck with me. Like, I don't want to ever lose to anyone again, especially not Robert Parker, because Robert Parker, I know, is now my nemesis in terms of geek. So that's why I have been studying my ass off to make sure that I can get back at him and then beat him, like Chandru has been doing. And that's how motivation, like how losing can make sure you get your motivation. So I cannot wait to see what happens next. But until then, guys, I think that's all we have to say for now. So please, comment on anything that you saw in this match, that you thought about this match, about the next match. Yeah, all that shit. What do you think will happen with Chandru and Smets in the next match, and what will happen with Brendan in his next match? Who will he face? We don't know. I don't know. Let us know in the comments below. Like the video if you haven't already, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. With that said, Nico, plug yourself.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at Nico Suave, Regoli, or just Nico Suave with 4 random English numbers at the end on Discord, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, coming soon. Combat Wrestling Trivia on Facebook, Combat Wrestling Network on YouTube. The poorly made Twitter handle is at Combat Wrestlin, the number 2. There's no letter G. I've been doing a lot more stuff over on TMG Entertainment as of late. I am the Choke Slam Debate Champion, and I occasionally pop up on the After Dark show. Right here on Dedicated to Art and all the places these two gentlemen will just say in just a moment. If you saw me in Orlando, thank you for helping me have such an awesome weekend. And these guys will see very soon the fun that we had at that event at the Plaza Live. And of course, Trivia for Thon 2 coming up very soon. I owe you all a video explaining what matches are coming up and how you can donate and when.
Indeed. So make it. Chris, plug yourself.
Exactly. So you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, and Discord at Skywalker Doman. You guys can follow this very channel on Twitter and Instagram at D2A channel. Please like our Facebook page, join our Facebook group. Stay tuned, and you can stay tuned for all of our stuff coming up next year. A lot of big announcements. I'm not saying when we're going live with that, but stay tuned for that. Also, go check out our recent reaction we did for the Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker trailer. And yeah, it's doing pretty well, I'd say. Also, stay tuned for this week for the Who Cares Anyway podcast, hosted by yours truly, where we're going to take a look at Disney live-action remakes. We got some thoughts.
All right, guys. Check out our Viva la Resistance recap show, where we recap Star Wars Resistance every week, of course. Speaking of Star Wars, by the time this video goes public, we'll have faced Nico and Jay Burns in a Star Wars Rebels match. We haven't shot it yet.
I might drop out. Due to scheduling issues, but that remains to be seen.
We'll see about that. But I have confidence in my performance, at least, in that match. So check that out over at Full Metal Trivia in the Full Metal Random match. And of course, you can follow me at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter, Case Cornelis on Facebook and Letterboxd. Follow me on Letterboxd, not Chris, because Chris doesn't log anything, and I do. And with that said, we will see you at our next video. Until then, take care.
Yeah.
Oh.